Hello there. My name is Haas, and I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. Back to New York City in the early 1900s. As you may have noticed already, the fashion was completely different. These hats were quite popular, and suit and ties seemed to have almost been mandatory. Now, this gentleman here is walking with crutches and is missing a leg. But one thing he's not missing is his sense of style. And you may notice some foreign characters, what seemed to be Chinatown back then. We have children playing, and they too preferred hats. Nowadays we see a lot of baseball caps in New York. Not quite these types of hats. Even the women like their fancy hats. These gentlemen, they took their hats off for a while, but I'm sure they'll put it back on. I wonder what the season was, because this was summertime. It'd be quite hot for all this clothes. But it is also possible that their bodies have just adapted to wearing suits and heat. It's really not that crazy. Here we take a glimpse at the early public transportation. We don't really have trams in New York City anymore. And if you look in the back, there's also some outstanding architecture. And here we see a family. Looks like three sisters and a brother, and mother and father, being driven around. They possibly came from wealth, as they have a car and a driver. And this was perhaps a early delivery driver. I wonder what's inside that big container. And side by side you can see that there are some horses and carriages on the road. This was back when Henry Ford was in the midst of revolutionizing the automotive industry. We still see horses here and there, but they're more for fun. Now, here we're looking at people enjoying themselves by a park. And what looks like people taking the stairs to the train station. Just another look at the train station. You'll notice the trains look completely different. I do like that look. I wonder if they have these saved in a museum somewhere. The trains seem to have moved quite a bit slower. Here's what looks to be the Brooklyn Bridge, but I can't quite tell. Now look at these folks staring at the camera. Little did they know that a century from then we'd have cameras in our phones, and everyone would have them right in their pocket. How far we've come, huh? Now look at this cityscape. It doesn't look too far off from what certain places look like today. New York City does have a lot of old infrastructure. And here's what looks to be Broadway, as noted by the diagonal road. And you can see Lady Liberty off in Ellis Island, ready to greet the immigrants who would come populate the city and call it home. Now, a lot of this footage was actually remastered by this gentleman, Dennis Surveyev. Now, the original was black and white. They did not have the means to record in color, but black and white has its own charm. I actually prefer the original, as the restorations are kind of just a guess on what things would look like.